Over the last few videos, I've been talking more about how I've improved myself over the years, why I feel like I'm better off since I've been divorced. You know, I'm much happier now. I feel like my life is pretty good. I got a lot of good things going for me. I'm not nearly the person I used to be. I wanted to make this video to maybe show some of the insecurities I still have, I'm working on. You know, you're never a finished product. There's always things you can improve. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. I was thinking this morning about what my life used to be like when I was married. So just to give you an idea of where I'm coming from, where I was married up until 35, and a majority of that time I remember was kind of a blur. It was just video games and not healthy food and movies. I remember my weekends, without fail, I would wake up around 4 a.m., not to be productive, not to work out, not to do anything exciting. It was so that I could get at least 4 hours of World of Warcraft in before we had to start our day and I had to hang out with the wife. So I would wake up at 4, play till 8 a.m., getting all my daily quests done. Then I would go back to sleep for maybe 2 hours just to get some rest. And then we would start our day around 10 a.m. We would get probably something for breakfast, just ate at home. And then we go on our day. Most days consisted of going to the store, maybe go for a drive. Never anything exciting. We never traveled anywhere. We didn't do anything great. So then we'd be home by, 6 p.m. at the latest. And then the rest of the night, because we didn't have really any friends, I would play video games some more. She would maybe call her mom. We'd watch some movies. That was pretty much our Saturdays and Sundays. During the week, my days would consist of, for breakfast, I would have peanut M&Ms and Reese's with the Mountain Dew. I would watch YouTube at work rather than getting actual work done because I didn't feel I was good at my job, which of course not. I'm not trying. I'm not doing anything to make myself better at it. Lunch, I would go to McDonald's or Pizza Hut, something fast food. Never really packed a lunch or ate anything healthy. I still am a picky eater, but that was pretty much my day, was eating garbage. Then I would come home around 4:30 and just hope that my wife was going to come home late that day. I wanted as much time to play video games as possible without her getting upset or her complaining about her day and her coworkers and negative things that happened to her. I guess I'm making her sound very negative. I do kind of feel like she was kind of a negative person, but I enabled that. I was a very negative person as well. These video games that I would play at 4:30, if I wasn't playing World of Warcraft, I would be playing Call of Duty, and I would get furious whenever I died or if we lost. I blamed the kids who are playing that are probably 20 years younger than me, blamed the game for lagging, blamed the dog for bark, like whatever. I would literally scream at the TV like a child. It was a very unattractive quality, and I could see why my wife was not attracted to me at that time. Very, very negative, not the kind of person I wanted to be, but I think maybe I was just not happy in my life and I was able to express that through the game somehow. But so yeah, getting back to it, she would come home at 5:30. I would listen to her day. We would eat some dinner, probably frozen pizza or something not healthy still. Never ate healthy. Then at night, we would watch some Prison Break or Bob's Burgers, whatever's on the TV for the weeknight show from 7 till 9. And then maybe play another hour of video games and then go to bed. No, never trying to progress, never trying to be a better man, never trying to excel in my career, never putting forth any real effort, just literally coasting as far as I'm concerned. So, this happened, looking back, this is probably most of my life. For sure while we were married, probably in high school, I remember playing a lot of video games, never being productive, just getting by in school, smoking a lot of weed, never trying hard. So now's the divorce. Now I have to make a decision. Do I want to keep doing this, or do I want to make some changes? I started listening to more positive things like Zig Ziglar and Tony Robbins, and they started, giving me the ideas that I can change my life. I can make progress. I can be a different person. I've made a video a few weeks ago about how Sum 41 really changed my life. And the reason that came about was I saw an interview where Derek Whibley, the singer of Sum 41, his friend's parents said that they didn't like him because he was too quiet. And, he became a rock star and very energetic on stage. And when I heard that statement, I realized, that you can change. And the reason it hit me so hard was because I remember my ex-mother-in-law saying she didn't like me at first because I was so quiet. And I'd been hearing that my whole life. But when I heard that happened to somebody else and they became a rock star, they became super successful, it kind of gave me the idea of maybe I can start making some changes. So I started looking up how to be charismatic, listening to Tony Robbins, like I said, Zig Ziglar. So that got me setting goals. So now I'm divorced. I'm still very upset. Not sure what I'm gonna do, but I know for me, in order for me to attract the kind of girls that I want, or to attract a new partner in general, or just to not feel sad, and honestly, I wanted to make her regret leaving me. I wanted to improve myself so that she would be super upset that she left me for another guy who's not gonna compare to me. So I started making these changes. I started setting goals. I would go to trivia nights on Tuesdays and just randomly ask people if I can join their team just to make new friends and to practice my social skills. And then I would talk to girls at the bar and, just really trying to improve myself, work harder. Started working out, lost 40 pounds. Started not playing video games as much because I just didn't have the time, and it didn't have the same appeal to me. It was more important for me to improve so that I can start meeting quality girls and make my ex regret leaving me. So I definitely have improved in those areas. I do feel way more charismatic. I've definitely have improved my relationships. I've become a much stronger, well in shape guy. I have a lot more high status friends that like to do, they like to travel. They like to do the things I like to do. They set goals. They're always improving. Since the divorce, I've started my own business, so I'm working for myself rather than somebody else. So I'm not just watching YouTube videos waiting for the day to end. I mean, I did this for a long time. I did this even after I was married. I was so focused on, improving myself physically and mentally, but then I wouldn't try at work still. So I don't think I ever actually got to another level that I could have had I taken work as serious. It's hard to feel great about yourself when you know you're not trying your best, and I definitely wasn't. That all kind of changed when I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It got in my mind that I was going to do something else. I was going to start a business rather than just work for somebody, really challenge myself. But even then, I didn't even start doing that until it finally came to a point where the software developer company that I was working for let me go, which I don't blame them. I was not very good at software, didn't have any real interest in it. So after that, started my own business. So I've definitely made a lot of progress. And I'm definitely not the same person I was when I got divorced, but there's still things I'm always consistently working on. And maybe just putting this out there will help me stay more focused, so there's some accountability. So a lot of what I've been having issues with is my diet. I grew up eating sugar for breakfast. Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops, we'd have fast food for dinners, lunch. We didn't eat healthy. I never grew up with healthy foods. We ate the same kind of things every day. So I've really tried to evolve my diet a little bit, started eating eggs and trying to eat more protein and be more healthy. But I still struggle with sugar. It's still a problem for me. I'll lose a lot of weight, I'll get in great shape, and then I'll eat some candy, and then I just get off the rails with it. I just can't stop. I actually read a book the other day, Bad Sugar by Alan Carr. He's the guy who taught me to quit smoking. And it's a great book. I learned a lot. It kind of teaches you how you're brainwashed as a kid to eat sugar because you don't know any better. You're a kid and that's just what you're fed. So it's a very good book, but that's one thing I struggle with still is sugar. I feel like if I could get off the sugar, I'd be even more confident, obviously in way better shape. I wouldn't lose all this weight and then get back to gaining it right away. I also don't feel I'm as social as I used to be. I used to go out, very energetic, very lively. I feel like I can do that at times, but I don't feel that that's my default, which I kind of would like to get back to. It's fun to be energetic. As well as I still struggle with the insecurity of not being good looking enough for women or not being fun enough. I still compare myself to others a lot. So that's something that I'm always working on. I need to make more money, but that's still an issue for me, trying to make money. So, there's still things that I'm always working on. I haven't figured it all out. I do feel very appreciative of where I've come from since the divorce. And I definitely don't recognize that guy. I'm definitely much better off than I was, but I still got a long ways to go. But I think some of the steps to actually improve that, though, are one, recognizing what you're struggling with. For a long time, I was just coasting, just playing video games, just watching TV, just ignoring my problems, and never addressing them. So if you can recognize some things that you're not happy with, you can start figuring out what to do to improve it. So recognize what you need to change, then set some easy to obtain goals to get you on the right path and stay consistent. So for me, I'm trying to do a 30-day no sugar challenge. I was in Charlotte over the weekend, and it was very difficult for me to find food that I would eat because I am a pretty picky eater. So I did have some pizza and a burger, so I feel like I do need to start that challenge over again. So I'm gonna leave like a little check mark in the corner just showing if I've succeeded that day with the no sugar, because I think that's one of my main issues right now. But yeah, if you're struggling with something or you want to make some changes, just take small steps. Recognize what you want to change, set some goals on what you want to do, what you're going to do to improve that situation. Don't be hard on yourself if you don't succeed. At least you're trying. It's never just a straight shot to the top. You always got that up and down, and you just progress over time. So that's kind of all I got for today. Maybe that helps you guys. Let me know what you guys are working on. Something that maybe has been bugging you for a while, some steps that you're gonna do to correct that. And then get somebody to hold you accountable for it. That really helped me. When I was going through the divorce, I didn't really have a lot of people that I would ever tell what I was thinking or feeling. I felt very alone. Everybody I knew was either married or they never got married, so they didn't know what I was going through. And I was never one to tell people my problems. I didn't feel I had close enough friends for that. So I don't know if you want to comment that on a YouTube channel, but there's things you can, if you're going through it, just know that if you recognize what you're working on, set some goals, get accountability for it, and also journal it. Keep track of where you were, what you were thinking, what your plans are. Visualization and meditation have really helped me. I never thought I could do anything to change, so I didn't make a lot of attempts to. But now that you know that you can, if you can visualize or get an idea of where you want to be, it just gives you something to shoot towards. So kind of follow those steps. Let me know if any of that helps you in the comments. I'm gonna link my video on how divorce saved my life. So if you're interested on a little bit more of my backstory, how it did save my life, and where I plan on going, I'll link that in the corner. If you need any help with online dating, there's a link in the description for that. That really kind of helped me build up a lot of confidence and quality relationships. So that's all I got for today. I'm sure I got a lot more insecurities I could talk about, but we'll leave it there for today, and we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.